What's up, Rad Dads? Welcome back to another episode of the Rad Dads podcast, hosted by none other than the two raddest dads on the East Coast. In studio tonight
All right.
is myself, and hello, Rob.
How you doing, Sal?
Good. Tonight is actually the last episode of the year. We get a 2-week break.
2022. Can you believe it? It's the end of 2022.
It's fucking 22 in the bag, man. That's crazy.
It's nuts.
That went by fast. Too fast.
It did. It went back very, very fast. I actually can't believe how quickly it went by. It really feels like it was January.
Flew, dude. It freaking flew. I mean, the school year is half done. You know, coming into the new year, it's insane. Like work is it's nuts.
Work's keeping us, both of us, busy, but at the same point, it's not like when we were kids. You go to work, you come home, you have other obligations and duties. You come, you do that, then you go, and by the time the end of the day, it's like 9 or 10 o'clock. Like after you do dishes, laundry, like I'm like, where did I fucking go?
Yeah, dude. It did, and now that with the digital age and computers and shit, you're taking work home with you. Like I was out in the field today. And I didn't get off the computer until 10 minutes before I came to your house. I had emails I needed to respond to, people I needed to talk to. It's insane. End of year, trying to get projects wrapped up before the holiday. They don't want to come back to the same project, in the new year. Obviously, when you're at a point in a project and you can close it out and they're almost done, sure, let's kick it in the ass and let's get it done so we don't have to come back. But it's been loony.
That's for sure. For sure.
So what are we talking about, Rob?
Talking about 22 in the bag. So, I mean,
whose bag? Your bag?
Yeah, this is the third season we've been doing this. Can you believe that? 3 seasons of this.
3 seasons of the Rad Dads, and we're still going. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. This was last year we did a lot of episodes. This year was a little bit less. We did, I think by the time this is over, we'll probably have done 36 episodes this year.
Yeah, but we surpassed 100 episodes, which is great. And we've had over 40,000 downloads thanks to you guys. That is freaking tremendous.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Amazing. Keep downloading, keep listening. You know what? Why don't you give a gift to a family member? Say, hey, why don't you listen to the Rad Dads? Because they're fucking rad.
They are rad. And we have people downloading all over the world. We have South Africa, Australia, Thailand, India, Russia.
What?
Russia, Romania.
Damn.
Poland, France, Spain, England, Ireland.
We must be doing
Canada,
something right.
US. So, we really appreciate it. We value our listeners. We love you guys. Hopefully next year we come up with something a little bit more to besides just the podcast. We're trying to brainstorm right now. We've kind of been in a lull. Both of us are very busy at work. So
yeah, Rob goes away every couple of weeks. It's like, yeah, going on a work vacation. I think he's full of shit. He calls it a work vacation.
I do not call it a work vacation. Trying to get me in trouble. Johnny, you didn't hear that.
She's listening. She's got her ear to the door right now.
She's always listening.
She's like, you ain't going next time. I know what you do. You eat barbecue and you drink bourbon all night.
Oh my God. So hold on. I want to go back to how many episodes we actually have. So what the hell was
what happened? TV? Oh, that was Joe Burrows in his fat belly.
I know. I saw that. I'm trying to find the dashboard really quick. So yes, we did surpass 100 episodes, which is awesome. We have over 30,000, 40,000 downloads, close to 50,000. Amazing.
Yes, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. And, it is a lot due to listeners, but it's a lot to our dedication, Sal. It's, we are very dedicated to this. We don't make any money off of it. We have a good time. We review bourbon. We talk about dad shit. And listen, if you're listening and you're a father, or if you're not a father and you want to come on the show and talk about something you feel is important to dads, we are well open to that. We are looking to schedule out for next year. We actually have to look out and find some guests. We're looking at about 20 guests next year, I think, which is kind of what we like to do in a year because we like to fill in the in-between with guests with our what we do. So if you're someone who wants to promote something, sure, come on. But if you're a dad and you just want to talk about something, you want to talk about something that affects you. If you want to talk about, I don't know, anything, problems you're having with your kid, how to handle a certain situation. Listen, you're not the only person who's going through it.
Right. If you want to bring light to a particular situation, come on. You know, we'd love to hear what you have to say. And you know, if you need help promoting something or bringing attention to something, absolutely 100% come on the show. If you have fellow dads, you know, expecting dads, new dads, seasoned dads, come on the show.
Yeah, we look forward to it. Or if you just want us to talk about a certain topic and, you know, give us a heads up what you want us to talk about, we will talk about it.
Or review a certain bourbon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a bourbon that you have not heard us review, we will definitely do it. We're always open to it, even distillers or, you know, bourbon manufacturers. If you want us to review something, please let us know.
So just so you know, each episode that Rob and I record, just he and I, we do a bourbon review. So tonight we have something that we are reviewing. I was going to bring another bottle, but that didn't make.
I got a hole in it. We'll have to buy another bottle of that. But
I got to remember where I bought it from. That was a good bottle.
That was a good bottle. So Sal, what really sticks out to you in 2022?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, talked about men's health. John Rennie with Leadership Matters. That was, you know, a phenomenal episode. Joseph Fasano, the gentleman who live tweets a poem for his son. That was amazing. We talked about vacationing with friends and family. You know, it's you know, when you're planning a vacation, you want it to be fun and enjoyable for everyone. But, you know, when it comes down to dinners and stuff like that, do you split it? So if you're a family of 4 and you're vacationing with a family of 5, you know, it becomes a little tricky because, you know, splitting dinner, we have an extra child, we owe a little bit more. Or you ordered 2 lobster dinners and we didn't order lobsters. So, you know, it's you ordered 3 T-bone steaks and I only eat fucking salad. It becomes a little bit of a challenge. But you know what? You get through it. It's all for the kids. Think about it. It's all for the kids. The money's going to be in the alcohol. So don't get stupid on vacation.
Or get stupid on vacation.
Teaching kids responsibility. Dan Duffy, dude that went to Ukraine. I was going to say Croatia. Thinking about the game tomorrow. The guy that went to Ukraine, dropped everything and went to Ukraine. That insane, man. It's the level 11 Spirit Wizard. That was awesome. Just all our guests are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we had a bunch of distillers come on and bourbon people in the bourbon business, which was great in the whiskey business. We really enjoyed that. We had Hell Taco come on. We had level 11 Spirit Wizard. Who else do we have?
You're trying to test my memory here, my friend.
Yeah, we had a couple others.
My memory sucks.
So really, really had some great guests this year. But you know what, Sal, I think some of the things that stuck out, like a lot of stuff happened in 22, but I knew, you know, the thing that's going to stick out really is, you know, the World Cup being in the Middle East for the first time ever, right?
That's crazy.
And it really is an incredible job, like from everything we're seeing on TV. And then the other thing is Russia invading Ukraine. There hasn't been a war in Europe, Eastern Europe, Russia since when? World War II?
Russia invaded Ukraine?
Yeah. Did I get that wrong?
No.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people died. You know, the Queen died in England. A bunch of other, you know, Bob Saget died, which was very sad.
Yeah, he was a great comedian.
Yeah, and you know, but that happens every year. There's always, you know, famous people passing away, I think. But there's definitely, you know, one thing I was looking up for things that are 22 specific, and I found this site on the New York Times, like the 22 things in 22 that for the first time happened in 22. So I thought a couple were interesting, Sal. So the number one thing that I found was interesting
is the flu hit us harder than ever before.
No, more Americans are smoking marijuana than cigarettes.
Oh,
So I thought that was very interesting statistic. And then what was the other one? So NASA smashed a spacecraft into an asteroid
Yep.
with the
That was
planetary
awesome.
defense,
Yep.
which was pretty cool. And then the other one, which obviously is an outcome of the Russian invasion, is France sent gas directly to Germany for the first time ever. And then I will call one other thing out, and we typically don't talk about things like this, but for the first time ever, a person of color is represented and is the head of the British government.
Yes, that is awesome.
Yeah. So very, very Rishi Sunak, I think, is it, or however you say his name, but very impressive. Comes with, I know he was about to run, and then he didn't, and then now he's the prime minister lasted for like 20 minutes, and now he's the new prime minister.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It wasn't even. It was like a weekend. How short was her stint?
It was like 20 days or something. I don't know. It was pretty quick.
One of the episodes that sticks out to me is I mean, look, we do this for our kids. It's all about our kids. It's all about our family and what we would do for our kids. And one of the episodes that I really enjoyed was the one with Jordan Toma. I'm just a kid with an IEP.
Yeah, I missed out on that interview, but you had a lot of good things to say about it.
Yeah, tremendous, man. It just a guy that has been through it. He's a motivational speaker now, and he's out there supporting those kids with IEPs. You know, because there's kids that have IEPs that think that they're stupid because they think and they process things differently than other kids. It's not that they're stupid. It's just a different way of thinking, a different way of learning. And he's out there spreading the message, and you know, and God bless him. He's been he wrote his own book, you know. He wrote his own book, which is great. My daughter has a copy of it. And he's going around spreading the word. It's freaking great. It's amazing.
It's amazing. I think even so, I'll open up a little bit about this, but my son has an IEP, and one of the things that always concerns me is his confidence level because he's had an IEP for a long time. He was late to speak. Someone didn't shut off their phone. Usually it's me. It was Sal this time. You know, he was very late to speak, and then now he has dysgraphia and dyslexia, which is, you know, makes it even harder. But I think what's important and what you tell your kids, you know, listen, for any parent who has a child who has dyslexia or dysgraphia, I understand what you're going through, but one of the things you have to make sure that you do a good job of is supporting them. They're going to get frustrated. They're going to get fed up. And one of the things that I did a very bad job of, honestly, was I used to get frustrated with my son because we didn't know. We just thought he was not doing anything. Like, we actually had to, and, you know, we're fortunate enough we can do this, but we had to pay a child psychologist to do an evaluation, and because the school didn't, and that's how we discovered he had dyslexia and dysgraphia. We had talked to friends and peers and found out that some of the symptoms that we had noticed were similar to other children who have dyslexia, and that's what kind of prompted us to do the evaluation.
But hold on, so I want to point out something really important there. You talked with friends and peers, right, about certain things that you were seeing, right?
Yes.
And they said, hey, it could potentially be this. So I just want to stress the importance of, I know there's people that are very private with their lives. I know there's people that keep a lot of things to themselves, especially when it comes to your family. And, dude, I get it. I understand it. You know, you don't want people saying, oh, my God, his kid has this or his kid has that and blah, 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 blah. But just as we network as adults, if you own your own business, word of mouth, right? Spreads, word of mouth. Help is also word of mouth. And I'll give you a perfect example. I didn't mean to jump in your grave there, but
You kicked me in the grave and took over the pulpit is what happened here. Go ahead, Sal. Continue your story.
So we were having my daughters were having issues with their knees and their feet, and it was just, we went to doctor after doctor after doctor, just couldn't figure out what the hell the issue was. So my wife was having a conversation with one of the soccer moms. She goes, you know what? My daughter was having the same issue. Take her to a chiropractor. We took all of my kids to a chiropractor. They no longer complain about knee pain or ankle pain. So the importance of just having that conversation and picking people's brains, or you know what? Come on our podcast or go on our Facebook group. Post a question. You know, hey guys, I'm having this situation. Anyone go through it? Trust me, you are not the only one going through what you're going through. There are people out there going through the same thing.
100%. 100%.
So Rob, I'm sorry.
I lost my train of thought now.
I interrupted your speech there.
So all I was saying is that make sure to back your child. It does get frustrating at times, especially if you have an older child who doesn't have it, who doesn't have an IEP or doesn't have learning disabilities, and you have a younger child who you think each child is different. And we talk about this, and we've talked about it multiple times. Each child is much different. But for like a learning, you expect your child to be at a certain level at the grade. Not all kids work that way. And it's not they're smarter or stupider. It's not that. It's just kids have different ways of learning. Some kids excel in different environments. And to be honest, sometimes you have to, support your child to get there. And then once they get there, they really do a good job. So at the end of the day, if your child's on an IEP, work with your school, figure out how to help. If you can afford to, get supplemental help. Because I know as kids grow up, we focus on sports a lot and, different alternative activities. But sometimes you have to, put a little bit more effort into school and focus on school so you can get them where they need to be in the long run. And the kids who have the IEPs and who deal with some of this do face adversity to overcome these learning disabilities.
Yes, absolutely. Because when they're young, it's not an issue, and they don't. I don't want to say they don't know any better. They're placed in a different classroom with a smaller group of kids, and they're given more time to do certain things. As they get older, they start to realize what was going on and what was happening.
Yeah, and I think, and what I've focused on with my child is make sure that you give it your all. Like that's all I can ask. Try your hardest, and that's all you can control. So, I don't have anything else from 2022. Did you have anything else you wanted to call out as like major call outs of 2022?
Yeah, the price of gas, milk, bread, all that shit through the roof. Hang in there. Hopefully it's going to get better. Got another year and a half of this merda.
All right, Sal. So you know what that means.
That means our faithful listeners.
You got that?
Faithful listeners. I got a lisp tonight. Our faithful listeners get to hear another, final bourbon review for 2022. Tonight, we are tasting and reviewing a bourbon rye that we found in a local store. It is called New Southern Revival Rye Whiskey. It's a rye whiskey made with ancient Abruzzi rye. Alcohol classification, I said it 3 times already. It's a rye whiskey. Distillery is Highwire Distilling Company in Charleston, South Carolina. It is 90 proof, 45% alcohol by volume. It is aged a minimum of 2 years in charred barrels. Batch size undisclosed. Mash bill, in order for it to be considered a rye, it must be made with a minimum of 51% rye. Color is going to be amber. Price point $59 to $69. A little history behind the New Southern Revival Rye Whiskey. It is their flagship spirit. This bourbon is made from 100% Jimmy Red Corn, a magenta-hued landrace grain grown for decades on James Island, aged a minimum of 2 years in charred American oak barrels. New Southern Revival is a celebration of the diverse agriculture traditions of their region. They work with farms in the southern part of the United States to source only the highest heirloom grains, distilled from a mash of 100% raw Abruzzi rye. Now, I never heard of Abruzzi rye. I was curious as to what Abruzzi rye is. So Abruzzi rye is an ancient Italian, fast-growing, versatile, and low-maintenance seed. It can be used as a winter cover crop throughout the southern United States. Abruzzi rye is a very cold tolerant and produces more forage than wheat and oats. So it sounds like it's a winter crop. Nose and aroma, I get this, I get graham crackers. Graham crackers, rye spice, and maple. Tasting notes, so we always taste our bourbons neat. I get caramel and the rye spice. Finish, rye spice. It is a spicy bourbon. It's probably been I haven't had a bourbon this spicy in a while. Overall, it's okay. I am not a huge fan of the rye spice. I don't like getting punched in the face when I'm drinking my bourbons or whiskeys. Don't get me wrong. I do like a bite now and again, but sometimes it's just too much. This for me, I think is too much. I'm gonna give this a 4.5.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So I like the aroma. I'm not a big fan of, so I'm gonna give it a 1. I think the taste is kind of sweet. It has a little bit of a punch. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Definitely, it's got a little sweetness.
Yeah,
it lingers, a lingering sweetness.
I'm gonna give the finish a 2. So I'm gonna give it a 5. Not much higher than yours, but actually going into it, I was like, yeah, I'll be like 5 or 6. But yeah, I think a 5 is right. The aroma, I remember when I smelled it originally, I was like, not my favorite. But it tastes definitely better than it smells, which is what he was making fun of me about.
Yes. Rob's words, it tastes better than it smells.
Great.
Rob's last famous words.
That's for sure.
Well, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for listening and supporting us through the years. This is our ending our 3rd season, which is tremendous. Keep listening, keep supporting, keep writing us feedback. We love the feedback. We love to hear from you guys. It really means a lot to us. Have a Merry Christmas and a happy and safe New Year.
And healthy New Year.
Healthy, yes.
And
prosperous.
And tune in next year for a new group of episodes, new guests, new shit shows. I have no idea yet, but we'll figure it out, and we will be back in January.
Yes, and Rob said he's gonna launch our merch store.
Yeah, on that.
See ya!